Hi, Frank Frost here again. Long time no see. But you can depend I've been busy. Now, you may have and likely not have heard that Mr. George Owen Berry, the manager for the MCFD in Prince George, was recently arrested for child pornography. Now, I called Stephanie Cardew's office to voice my opinion about that issue. And don't worry, Stephanie, as I told your representative on the phone, I'm coming to see you very soon. Me and many more are going to be standing on the steps of the legislature. Now, murder, rape, child pornography, those are all things that everyday occurrence with the MCFD. Right, Stephanie? Now, Mr. Berry, he had lots of help. He had help from Simon Wagstaff, Raylene Bryce, Jeffrey, Little Jeffy, Little Jeffrey McDonald, the Crown Prosecutor. Lots of help from him. Lots of help. The RCMP, I have no doubt, played a big part, huge part, in bringing him children. As the social workers and the police and all the other entities in the MCFD and their realm, just like in St. John, New Brunswick, when Estabrook raped 263 children. Now, I'm sure there's a number from Mr. Berry as well. Right? But Stephanie's not going to tell you that number. No. Well, I'm compiling that number. You bet. People come to me with all kinds of things. Every day. Every day. And of course, I look into them. You bet. Just as a person come to me a while back and said there was 300 bodies buried in the Rod and Gun Club on Hartman Road in Prince George, murdered and put there by the RCMP. Now, all of the women on the Highway of Tears and many more, there's over 10,000 people missing, vaporized in this country. So I have no reason to believe that they're not utilizing the other Rod and Gun Clubs and government property as well across this country to bury the bodies. It's up to you, my indigenous friends. You're the only ones with the power to go into these Rod and Gun Clubs and search them. Don't ever think that the UN will ever look into anything of the murders that the RCMP are doing. And I guarantee you, they're doing them. Lonnie Landrum witnessed one right here in Quesnel. Right here in Quesnel. No question. I believe him wholeheartedly. He has went to every government agency to tell his story to, and they ignore him. They ignore him. Well, I don't, because I believe him. And so do many others too. Many others. You notice that all the murders on the Highway of Tears have stopped since the mention that the RCMP were doing this? Yeah. Yeah, they don't like that attention too much, do they? No. Excuse me. No, the bitch in England don't like it too much either. And all the heat that I put onto her, and many others have put onto her as well. Many others. Some of them you've never heard of. One comes to mind, David Amos. David Amos has all kinds of evidence against the Crown, the U.S. government, the RCMP in particular. Now, most of you don't know who David Amos is, but look on his rant. It's called David Amos's Rant. Now, David spends a lot of time talking to politicians and cops and emailing them. It takes 5 days to read an email from David. But nevertheless, he spends a lot of time doing that. Now, I'm going to try my best to get everybody that views my videos to go on David Amos's Rant and read his material. You don't have to read all the emails and stuff. Look at his documents, listen to the FBI wiretap tapes, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Now, there are lots of people out there spreading the message of the corruption in the courts and the cops, and and they're being attacked every day. Arthur Toffee, radicalpress.com. They're going after Arthur for hate. Now, the reason they went after Arthur is because of the protocols of the elders of Zion. Now, if you don't know what it is, and I'm sure you don't, because they try and keep that from everybody, Google that. And you'll find out that these Zionists think it's okay to put their little dicks into little infant children. It's okay. You bet. You know why? Because the hymen will grow back. Can you imagine how sick and twisted you'd have to be? Never mind, and there's a whole bunch of other sick, twisted stuff too as well in those documents. But make sure you read them. Now, there's a lot of things going on. Robert White, he beat him in court. And those of you who don't know who Robert White is, Google RubiconCrossroads.wordpress.com. And you'll find out what they did to Robert. You'll see my stuff on his thing there as well, and many others. Many others. Now, Robert and Arthur need your help. The system has a way of taking away your ability to make a living. And they did that to Robert, and they did it also to Arthur. Tried to do it to me, can't do it to me. Because they don't know where I make my living. Do you? No. But anyway, they need your help. Now, on their websites that I mentioned, RubiconCrossroads.wordpress.com and Radical Press, you'll see that they have a donation thing on there. I don't know how it works, but anyway, they need your help. And in helping them, you're also helping me help you. And helping them help you. Now, I like to explore a lot of things. A lot of things. And a while back, I was watching Discovery, and there was a program on there about Nastradamus. Now, Nastradamus, a lot of you know who Nastradamus was. Nastradamus is world-renowned and, predicted a lot of things that are happening in our society today and in the past. Now, Nostradamus names the beast. Now, the beast is, at the end of days, the beast shall come, right? Now, he names the beast, and the name that he gives is Obama. excuse me again, I watched the Discovery program. You can Google that too as well, by the way. And Google Discovery and see what they say. They say, Obama meant Osama back in the 1500s. Yeah, right, sure. Yeah. Yeah, we all swallowed down on Discovery, didn't we? Huh? We all know different. We all know better. Now, my friends, my brothers, throughout the Middle East, in the Ukraine, that are right now facing the beast. Right? Oh, it's not only the beast he's facing that bitch in England too. And the little fag in Ottawa. Hey, Stevie? Yeah. Have no fear, my friends. Have no fear. You now know who the beast is, right? You know who the ugly bitch is. Yeah. You got the fag, the ugly, and the beast. Yeah. Well, getting back to the Middle East. We had a duly elected government in Egypt called the Muslim Brotherhood. Labeled them as terrorists. Duly elected government in Palestine called Hamas. Labeled them terrorists. Duly elected government in the Ukraine drove him out. Now, they preach democracy. Preach it. Oh yeah, they want democracy everywhere in the world. As long as it's something that they agree to. And a government they agree to. Right? Now, are we to believe that all Palestinians, all Egyptians, and all Ukrainians are terrorists? Give your head a shake. Nobody believes that one, Beastie Boy. Nobody. Least of all me. Least of all me. Now, they have, in the courts and what have you, they make light of me and what I say. Yeah, they make light of it. They say, nobody's listening. I know that's not true. Now, I know there's nobody listening when they told the story about Mr. Barry in Prince George, because they had it on the news for one day. One day. They talked about a bunch of dead dogs for months. But one day for molesting children? That's what our media does. That's what our media does. They talk about it for one day, sometimes only half a day. And they say, oh, yeah, we told that story. You bet. My friend Dr. Toffee tried to look up the story. Had a hell of a job even finding the story. He was almost convinced that I was full of shit. Yeah. Didn't happen. Then he found it. Right? But that's what they do. Now, let's get down to the brass tacks here. Let's find out how many people listen to me. Say my name. Say my name in all corners of the world. Say my name in all corners of British Columbia. Say my name across this country and the United States. Say my name. It's not that I need to be famous. No, I don't have no No aspirations of being famous. I just want them to know that you know now. You know who the Beast is. You know who the fag is in Ottawa, little Stevie Boy. You know who the ugly bitch is, Lizzie in England, who thinks she owns my country. I got news for you, my dear. I am sovereign of my domain. Recently I went to the courthouse to file an application. They refused my application. I need to file an application to get my children back, but I can't because they won't take an application from me. Now, I could be wrong, but I know I'm not. All the orders that Judge Bechtel gave in my favor, Jeffrey McDonald and Simon Wagstaff ignored. All of them. So in essence, they put me above you, Miss Queenie. I am sovereign of my domain. So is David Amos. They canceled his social insurance number. You lucky dog, David. You're sovereign of your domain. Enjoy it. They can't arrest you for anything. Nothing. And when you were here and were afraid to go to the cop station with me, when I submitted your file to the RCMP, you didn't want to go there because you were afraid they'd arrest you. They can't arrest you. Any more than they can arrest me now. You have sovereign immunity. You're sovereign of your domain, sir. And so am I. And so is everybody else that you've wronged. They are sovereign of their domain. My domain is anywhere I walk, anywhere I stand, anywhere I shit is my domain. Anywhere in this world. I don't need a passport. I don't need anything, such a thing as a passport. Any country that will allow me into their country, I can go to. As for the U.S., I am not dirtying my boots where the beast lives. Not a chance. Not a chance. Any of those Zionists, not interested at all. Now, my brothers in the Middle East, I get back to you. I've been watching what you're doing. Don't ask for ransom from these people. You've told them not to come to your country. And still they came, didn't they? The money changers. Yeah. You don't need a ransom. Ask and you shall receive. Don't even bother asking for a ransom from these people. Warn them once. Stay out of your country. They got no business there. Warn them once. And then do whatever you want with them after that. If they come back the second time, do whatever you want. Same in the Ukraine. Don't let the beast set up any camps in your country. The Ukrainian people wanted to be a part of Russia. I agree. I agree with you. Because you're the ones that live there. You're the ones that know best. And the majority of people that live in the Ukraine are Russian. What business is it of anybody else's? No more business there than they do in Egypt or in Palestine. You notice I didn't say Israel? Because it doesn't exist. Only in your minds. That's all. So now I'm going to leave you with this. Say my name. Let the beast know that you know who he is now. Nastradamus knew. Say my name so that the media knows who Jeffrey McDonald is, who Simon Wagstaff is, who Raylene Bryce is.